Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to walk you through step by step how to make this adorable pet bow tie. It is super beginner friendly, so don't worry if this is your very first project. I am going to walk you through everything you need to know to make this. If you haven't yet already, the link for the free pattern is listed down below in the description. Go ahead and grab that. It comes in 5 different sizes, so it is designed to fit pups of any shape and size. It has 2 elastic loops on the back that is designed to fit on any standard flat collar. If your pup has a super skinny collar or a super thick collar, I have instructions on how to adjust the elastics to fit accordingly. The martingale collar will most likely not work, although there are some hybrids out there, but as long as it is a standard collar that opens the elastic, it will slip right over. These bow ties are such an easy way to create a stylish look for your pup, and they are not just for boy dogs, okay? If you want the traditional bow tie spot, you can put it in the front of the collar, but if you want a more feminine look, just put the bow on the side or the back of the collar. If you want like a bold, oversized look, you can oversize the bow. If they're super fluffy, I also recommend sizing up. On the alternative, if your pup is maybe a puppy or new to wearing accessories and they don't like to tolerate a lot, size down on the bow size and they will feel like they're just wearing the regular collar. So again, bow size is totally up to your preference. For an extra fancy, if you want to go all out, I also love doing a layering look. If you match your bow tie with a bandana print, they don't have to be the same, just coordinate them. You can create this super cute coordinating look like I do with my pup Ollie all the time. All right, let's talk fabric. This is an amazing scrap busting project because it really doesn't take a lot of fabric at all, and you can honestly like seam pieces together even, but really like a 12 by 12 square is the max that you're gonna need for the largest extra large size. So the sky really is the limit in your creativity. I just want to give you a couple things to think about if you're picking out your fabric. First of all, if this is going to be like an everyday look for your pup, you definitely want to think about washability and durability. Picking a super lightweight like silk fabric that is easily going to tear, pill, whatnot might not be a great choice for everyday look. If you, however, you are looking to do like a special occasion, like for a wedding, let's say, you could get a little more fancy. You could do kind of like a linen fabric is a great choice, corduroy, velvet even, that have a little bit more luxe feel to them. If you are a beginner, just know that those fabrics could be potentially a little more difficult to sew. If you're new to sewing, quilting cotton might be a great option. It's not only cotton, so it's washable and durable, but it is kind of on the stiffer side, so it's easy to sew. It holds its shape really well, and it comes in so many beautiful prints, colors that you can choose from. They're widely accessible to find. That is a great option that you can use. If you're using a print, keep in mind scale. A larger print is not going to be visible. You're just seeing like the small part of the rectangle that you're cutting, so just keep that in mind. Overall, this is a super quick, fun, easy project that's gonna have your pup stylish in no time. I think that's it for me. Let's get started. Before you cut anything out, you want to make sure your fabric is nice and flat, so if you have any wrinkles, just give it a good iron so that it's ready to go. And then you're going to align your pattern pieces so that the grain line is parallel to your selvage. You can go ahead and measure if you're unsure, and then you're going to cut out your pattern pieces. My pattern pieces are acrylic, but yours will be whichever method you choose. I just cut a 2-inch strip for my bow tie center. You can either do that or use the pattern that I gave you. You're also going to cut out your fusible interfacing. You're going to want to lay your fabric wrong side up, and then you're going to notice on your interfacing there's going to be like a bumpy side. That side is the glue, so you want to put this bumpy side, rough side down onto your fabric, and then you're going to iron it in place following the interfacing instructions for the interfacing that you chose. Fold the bow tie piece A lengthwise with right sides together. Now I'm going to use what's called a leader piece. This is a scrap piece of fabric that you're just going to sew to prevent the threads from tangling at the start of your project. Now you're going to put your piece in and you're going to sew along the long edge with a 1/4 inch or 7mm seam allowance. Make sure to back tack on both ends of the seam, and then you're going to repeat for the bow tie center. And again, I'm just going to feed it through and not start and stop because it helps prevent the tangling, and also it's just faster. And then I just use this nifty little device to trim the pieces apart, including that leader piece at the beginning. To press the seam open, you're actually going to start by pressing it closed. I know it seems counterintuitive, but it actually loosens up the fibers to help you manipulate it open and will give you a more crisp open seam in the long run. Then once it's pressed open, you're going to turn it right side out, and then you're going to press the bow tie nice and flat. You're going to repeat this process with the bow tie center. Again, you want to press it closed first and then press it open after that. To turn the bow tie center right side out is a little more tricky, so you're going to use either a loop turner or a safety pin. This is the loop turning method. You're going to slide it through the center, and then you're going to use this little latch hook at the top to grab a small portion of the fabric, and then you're going to slowly pull it through until you get to the correct side. If you're using a super thick fabric, it might be a little bit more tricky, but just go slow and you'll got this. Now, if you don't want to go buy a loop turner, no problem. A safety pin works just as easily. You're going to just grab a small piece of the fabric and pin it together, and then you're just going to feed the safety pin through the center of the fabric and just push it through till you get to the other side, and then slowly turn it through, just as easy as that. Again, if you're working with a super thick fabric, sometimes I find the safety pin works even better. Once it's turned right side out, just go ahead and press it flat. If you have any fusible showing, just go ahead and trim that. Then you're going to cut 2 pieces of 1/4 inch or 7mm elastic, 1 3/4 or 4.5 centimeters long. You can adjust this length for skinny or wide collars using the chart on page 4. Now, I like to set my stitch settings to 0.7mm for the length and 3.5mm for the width. You're going to position the elastic on the front side of the bow tie, aka not where the seam is, and it's going to be centered and 3/4 inch or 1.9 centimeters away from the edge for an extra small, medium, and 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters away from the edge for a large or extra large. You're going to stitch down both ends of the elastic using the zigzag stitch, going forwards and backwards a few times to secure it. This is known as a bar tack. So you're going to do this on both sides of the elastic on both ends of the bow tie. And this bar tack helps keep the elastic super secure, as it is a stress point for the bow. Trim all the bar tacks front and back to make sure that it looks nice and neat. To fold the bow tie in half, I like to lay it down seam side up, and then you're going to fold it in half to find the center crease. I like to press the crease with my fingers just so that it's visible when you unfold it, and then you're going to bring both short ends to meet at the center crease. You could also measure, but I just find this easier. Now you're ready to sew across both ends using a zigzag stitch. Next up, I'll keep my stitch length at 0.7, but I will increase the width from 3.5 to 5mm to ensure that when you sew across both ends of the zigzag stitch, you will make sure to catch both raw edges. Now we're going to create the actual bow tie shape, and to do that, you're going to fold the bow in the center in half with the elastics on the inside, and then you're going to fold each half back towards the middle. So it's going to create this like double pleated situation. Hopefully that makes sense. It looks like this on the back, and then this will be the front side. Wrap the bow tie center B around the middle of the bow tie to determine the length that you need. This varies based on the fabric that you choose, so that's why. Also, you're going to add 1/2 inch or 1.3 centimeters to both ends. I find using the width of my thumb works to estimate it, but you can also measure. But you want 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters total of seam allowance. Then you're going to fold the bow tie center in half with right sides together, so the seam will be facing outwards, and you're going to sew across with the 1/2 inch or 1.3 centimeter seam allowance from the edge, and you're going to back tack the beginning and the end to secure. You're going to trim the threads, as well as you're going to trim the seam allowance down to 1/8 inch, and then turn it right sides out. Now we're going to refold the bow tie back into its position, and I find if you continue the fold all the way to the end, doing this will help you slide the loop over the bow to get it to the center. Depending on what fabric you choose, this might be easy or it might be difficult. Just take your time and adjust as necessary so it's nice and even. That's it. Congratulations, you did it. Your pup now has a stylish new bow tie, and I hope you enjoyed making it. I would absolutely love to see your finished creations, so please be sure to tag me on social media. I cannot wait to see your stylish pup. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe, because I am so excited to keep sharing more patterns and DIYs for your pup with you. Let me know in the comments what pattern you'd like to see from me next. Thank you so much for watching. Happy sewing, and see you in the next one.